Uh, as people are streaming in, we'll just give them a couple of minutes to all settle in. Uh, we're live on Zoom and on YouTube. So hello everyone who's coming in on Zoom as well as YouTube. Thank you for joining us. While we're waiting for people to come in, I would request if you could send in your name and your city on our chat box so we know where all you're joining us from this evening and so I can say hello. Please enter your name and your city in the chat box while we're waiting for people to come in. Okay, we have Hi Nivits from Kochi. Okay, great. We have people seeming to be from almost all over India. It's wonderful to see you all, and I hope you enjoy the session. We'll just give another couple of seconds for people to come in before I begin fully. Please continue to put your name and your city in our chat box so we can say hi. Hi, please put in your city as well. Your name and your city. Okay, great. Saras from Mumbai, welcome. Just give another couple of seconds and then we begin. Babita from Punjab, welcome. Okay, we're going to begin. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening on Zoom and on YouTube. We have a very interactive session planned for you, and I hope you enjoy yourself. My name is Prakriti Sharma. I'm from Worldview Education. For the last 10 years, Worldview has worked towards curating learning experiences across the globe for Generation Z. To deliver these powerful and insightful learning experiences, we use tools like travel, conferences, outdoor learning experiences, and simulations, with the ultimate aim of transforming Generation Z to generation of solvers. A key aspect of our learning programs has always been adaptive capacity, and we believe that this very adaptive capacity is being tested now more than ever. We feel that you, Generation Z, have the ability to impact both your local and global communities, and so we decided that a global lockdown was not going to hold us back from facilitating your learning. It is in this very pursuit that we have put together our first ever completely digital initiative, the Gen Z Solvers Interactive, and the theme for season 1 is Dialogues for a Post-COVID World. We have thinkers, dreamers, entrepreneurs, artists, and change makers who will be sharing their powerful and inspiring stories on this platform. Today, we have with us Pankaj Singh, who writes stories and directs documentary films. He's one of the founding members of the filmmakers collective Faraway Originals, and he finds himself drawn towards tales that hold the many mysteries of the natural world and hopes to strengthen the cause of conservation by exploring perspectives, documenting personal narratives, and crafting rich portraits of the wild spaces and the people that hold them dear. Before I hand it over to Pankaj, a couple of instructions for you and some tips to guide you through this call. If you have questions for the speaker, please list them down in the Q&A box, which is at the bottom of your screen. All questions will be taken at the end of Pankaj's session. Since it's a workshop that he will be guiding you through it, we will take all questions at the end of the session. At the end, when you would like to ask Pankaj a question, you have the option of also using the raise hand option, and you can ask him the question directly, and we will enable your audio. There is also going to be an exercise that Pankaj will give you towards the end of the session, and you have the opportunity to do that exercise and submit it to us later. But I will share more details about the exercise and where and how you can send it to us towards the end of Pankaj's workshop. So over to you, Pankaj. I'm looking forward to this.
Thanks, Prakriti. Thanks for that introduction that you gave. Firstly, I want to say hello to some of the people who I know are here somewhere. I saw some familiar names, and to everyone else who made it. I'm just going to begin by again telling you what I do. I'm a co-founder at Faraway Originals. We make films across the country, short documentary films, and our focus is on finding stories that haven't been told yet in a certain way, and there's a lot of emphasis on making sure the stories are told immersively, and yeah, so that's what I do professionally. So my relationship with nature is, I mean, it's like how it's been for most other kids through television, where you'd see those incredible documentaries on National Geographic or Discovery Channel and things like that. So that was my introduction to the natural world, like any other city kid. And even the visits to the outside world were like, whenever there was a school trip or the odd family trip. But my curiosity for all the wonders that I saw on television was always strong. So I made sure to keep reading up and following up and looking forward to more programs that came. But it sort of came full circle when I, on impulse, sort of went and started working with the Snow Leopard Conservancy, which is in Ladakh. There are a bunch of incredible people who work for the conservation of not just the snow leopard, but all the creatures that roam its kingdom. And that was my introduction to the world of conservation and all the issues that people face there. And so I'd seen a documentary when I was a young child on snow leopards, and I had sort of I sort of knew that seeing a snow leopard was like one of the hardest. I mean, among all the big cats, this was the most difficult one to see because of its camouflage and where it is situated. So after maybe like 5 years of looking, I sort of got to see one finally, and I have a small clip of the snow leopard itself that I'd like to share with you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear now? Hello.
Yeah, it's better now, I think, Pankaj. If any of you are not able to hear Pankaj, please drop a chat message. Can you say something again, Pankaj? So we just check.
Is it audible now? Can you hear now?
I think it is for me. And I think some of our attendees are also, yes. Go ahead, Pankaj. I think you need to keep the mic on.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I'm just going to repeat the last 30 seconds. I just wanted to say that when I sort of started working with the Snow Leopard Conservancies, when I sort of got a broader view of the natural world and all the challenges that the current that people are faced with in the current scenario. Regardless, I mean, after 5 years of sort of being in that habitat and never seeing a snow leopard, I finally got to see one, and I'd just like to share a clip with you, if you can play it, Ankita. So yeah, that was one of the highlights of my experiences in the outdoors. And where writing fits in here is where there was a time where writing and my experiences in the natural world were like two separate things. But then slowly, as I started to explore the idea of writing stories from the natural world, I realized that it sort of went hand in hand. And let me just give you a quick example. There was this exercise that I did long ago, which was basically to just sit down and observe a leaf and to sort of describe it for myself. And generally, you know what leaves are, what their purposes are, what they look like. But when you sit down and try to describe it for yourself, you realize that your observation sort of grows deeper. You start to look at the smaller things that you didn't notice, like the veins running through the leaf, the underside of the leaf, which is a different color, how light passes through the leaf. And I realized that by writing, I was sort of further improving how I observed the natural world, and it sort of complemented the whole exercise. And I'd like to play you another video that I sort of captured recently, Ankita. Okay, you can stop that. Thank you. Okay, so what I want to demonstrate with that is now you see what's happening there. There's the lotus leaf, and then there's water droplets on it. And though I've been sort of repeating these exercises through the years of describing various objects in nature, it was only recently that I've realized of this this occurrence in nature called hydrophobicity, which is basically when you looked at the video, you saw that whenever water fell on the lotus leaves, it sort of didn't stay, right? It sort of became these little globules which sort of fell into the water, and this was how evolution had worked with the leaves in specific, where it was like a double layer on the surface. You wouldn't see it with your with bare eyes, but there's like a layer of wax which makes sure the water doesn't collect on the lotus leaf because it's supposed to be above the surface. And this particular feature is is one of the lotus effect. And I think if I hadn't gone through this whole exercise of observing things closely and to sort of describe them to myself, I probably wouldn't have learned about hydrophobicity, although it's a known phenomenon already. To sort of discover it by our own observation is special, and I sort of owe it to this whole exercise of writing. Uh, this whole exercise of writing about objects. Can you hear me now? Is it clear? Is it better now? Okay, all right. So I'm gonna. So I'm just wondering, do you guys know? Have you guys known about hydrophobicity? Okay, there's a bunch of you who do, I guess. Yeah, it has something to do with water. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now, before I go into like the various ways, okay, there's a response. Not a few. Wonderful. That's like an evenly mixed response. Okay. So before I go into the various ways in which you can interpret nature, I want to first sort of tell you what I think good writing is. Uh, to me, good writing is not, I mean, a lot of us in the beginning, we make the mistake of sort of, uh, we sort of chase how a sentence sounds, right? We worry about how nicely we can string sentences together to sound like something else that we've read somewhere, which is actually a product of somebody else's own thinking process or style. So I would say, to me, uh, the good writing is basically to not worry about perspectives, than to rather just, it's a conversation with yourself where you're not so concerned about how people perceive it. And it's because there's always going to be a million, I mean, 1,000 perspectives. Different people like different kinds of writing styles and things like that, and you cannot cater to all of them. So I would say just uh, focus on whether or not what you have written sort of excites you when you've read the final bit. And I think that should be the goal that you need to chase. Uh, there's an exercise that you can do. I mean, after this workshop, which is basically to stand. I mean, to either be in a natural space or think of a memory from a natural space, and without thinking a lot, without giving it too much thought, sort of record one line or two sentences maybe about an observation you made, or something that fascinated you, or something that you think is special in the natural world. And don't give too much thought to the final product. Don't sort of worry about if it's going to be a crooked sentence, it's going to be incomplete. Just do it. I mean, just record it for yourself. And so this is to sort of get you comfortable with with knowing that, it's okay to just put stuff out there, and not worry too much about how it's going to be received. Do this just for yourself, and through time you realize that, there's no clarity in how you express. And yeah, I urge all of you to keep recording these notes time and time again. And moving on to the various ways to observe nature, I would say the most easiest of things to do among all the methods that I'm sort of about to explain to you is perspectives, right? Putting yourself in the shoes of another and telling the story through that perspective. Now, for example, if I said, if you were to describe your family through the eyes of your house cat, right? That would sound different from how you would describe your own family. Or take, for instance, in a forest setting, if you describe the forest from the eyes of an owl that sits in the hollow in the canopy, it would differ largely. I mean, it would differ a lot from how uh, uh, probably a porcupine on the forest floor would describe how it saw the forest. So when you sort of tune into these various perspectives, automatically the way you speak of the subject matter starts to sound different. And at some point, you can sort of weave in and out of these perspectives, and you can sort of weave a good narrative. As you keep going, you see which perspective suits better for which story that you want to tell. And what this does in return for everyone is it sort of teaches you to inculcate empathy in all your expression. Now, what I mean by empathy is to sort of draw attention to how another is feeling, or how somebody else or another creature might feel. And when you do that, your writing, your writing becomes a little more richer in how you express. I'm going to demonstrate that with an example, right? I'm curious, how many of you have a tree at home or in your garden? Like, I mean, some of you might have these fruiting trees, old trees. just the smaller ones. Yes or no? And how would you sort of, when you had to sort of communicate that, right, to someone? Now, I'm wondering if you had to communicate that you, okay, let me see the result. Yes, 83%. Okay, all right, okay. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you have to communicate that to someone, you would say, in writing, you would say, there is a tree in my garden, right? There's a tree growing in the garden, or I share the space with a tree. But when you say there is a tree that lives in my garden, you are automatically drawing more attention to the fact that there is a tree in your garden. When you say a tree lives, it what it does is it stands for so many things. Just bringing in that one word, the tree lives in my garden. It means that the tree it lives. What does living mean? It's breathing, it's exhaling, it's fruiting, it's flowering, and it's shedding, and all of those things. And suddenly the tree becomes this character that you can weave stories out of. So that's what I mean by inculcating empathy in your writing. So moving on. So personally, for me, if I were to tell you what has, I mean, I would like to call this a hack, but maybe it is not. So personally, the easiest way for me to sort of you know say, like, to tell you if it's like a shortcut to writing well or to writing honestly, it would be just this: to live in wonder, right? To basically, before you set out to write something, don't write until you are feeling a sense of wonder for whatever it is that you are writing about, right? You need to be moved by something to finally get down to writing it, and only then will it be true and when it has clarity of thought. If you look at the act of writing itself, it is not just bringing your pen to paper, right? It involves a lot of thinking. It involves a lot of scribbling, scratching, researching, looking up, and then is when you sort of get down to write. It's like the tip of the iceberg. So remember to sort of be moved by something enough to write it. And when you do that, like I said, it's like a hack. It just, whatever you write is going to be sort of something special. That's how it's worked for me. Uh, so I'm going to give you an example, right? Uh, Somebody had asked me to write about the story of a mountain and in Ladakh. And now, for somebody who's been in the region, in the Himalayas for a while now, the sight of a beautiful landscape is although beautiful, it's not like something that would urge you to really write every time you just look at it, right? So personally, I would want something more than just the side of the mountain to be able to write about the mountain. So what I would do is I would sort of go closer, and observe the mountain. And when I did that, I saw this, right? So what this is lichen. It is okay, it's very sciencey word, symbiotic relationship between and fungi. And what you see is lichen that is, you see them all across mountains, right, on the rocks, and they thrive in places where the air is pure, right? And this is just one example. There's many splashes of orange and red and yellow and gray, and it's just beautiful to see them. And when I began to observe lichen more and more, I sort of started learning more about them. And then what I did was I sort of wove the narrative around lichen. So I told the story of a mountain, but I fit the whole story around the fact that that lichens live in them, right? And in the end, you realize that lichens are not much like the mountains themselves. In fact, lichens are mountains themselves. If you, Kita, if you can move to the next image, you'll see on your left is like a microscopic, a macro image of lichen growing on a rock. And on the right, you see an aerial view of the mountains, and the way they sort of spread onto the landscape is pretty much the same, right? And again, it's a demonstration of how observation sort of is key, right? And moving on to the next one, I want to talk to you about cues, right? Now, what are cues? Uh, so basically, the natural world or anything it is that you want to just make a story out of, any space or any setting, right? Uh, the whole world was basically offering you 1,000 uh, portals to different stories, right? Now, for example, I won't go to a forest to tell you how to take cues for stories in a forest. I'm going to talk about my own terrace, right? Now, for example, if I go to my terrace, I'll see a lot of vegetables growing, a lot of flowers, a lot of fruits and ants and things. But let me look away from the obvious, right? And let me go to a corner where it looks like there's nothing there, and let me take a teaspoon of sand from the corner, right? Uh, Terraces are filled with these corners where it's like windblown stuff, mostly sand. And now, if I picked up this teaspoon of sand and if I examine closer, what I would see is, let's say, firstly, I will see microplastic. Okay, there's one story for me there. I'm going to write about where this plastic would have come from, the life of plastic in the natural world, how long it takes to dissolve, and how it's harming the planet. And then I'm going to go through immediately organic material, which is basically windblown objects which are like broken down by time and the elements. And that's my second story. And thirdly, I want to ask you what you think this is in the image. What do you think that looks like? I'm curious about the answers. Yeah, it's something that's on all our terraces, and yet we don't see them. Okay, oh, I'd love to know how many people say yes. Okay, so let's see, 4% said yes. I think I know where it is. 50%, no, 31%. Okay, wonderful. So let me explain. Now, when you look past the microplastic, when you look past the organic material, where then you will see metal fragments, which is fairly normal, I would say, because they're everywhere and they get broken. You'll see them in the mud, right? But when you set aside even that, what you see is, okay, here's context setting. Every year, tons of space dust falls onto Earth, right? And where does all that go? It sort of disintegrates and it collects on our terraces, right? And our terraces are like upside down umbrellas that collect space dust. And these things in particular are called micrometeorites. They're called micrometeorites, right? And so what I'm doing right now is, this is a neodymium magnet, and it's like a strong magnet, and that attracts these metals closer. And what I've done is I've collected I mean, some of it will be metal, but some of it will be space dust. I need a USB microscope to sort of look closer. So what I'm trying to say is, just with a teaspoon of sand, I can, just from a teaspoon of sand, I can tell you the story of microplastic. I can tell you the story of organic material, and now there's space dust, and I could basically weave a story on interstellar space and the journey of a meteor, right, in the galaxy, and things like that. So this is how you use cues that you see in nature, right? And if you do, I mean, if you're open to sort of looking in corners that people don't see, you get the most incredible stories, right? And moving on, I'm going to tell you a little about observation, right? I mean, most of this talk has been about observation, but let's just get a little deeper about observation. So, if I were to sum this up in one sentence, it would be observe until a mystery reveals itself, right? Ankita, can you show them the next photo? All right, all right. Some of my friends who are already here might probably recognize. And what you see here is resin. Okay, resin from an apricot tree in remote Ladakh. It sort of comes out of the tree and then it hardens, right? And I find it fascinating because I saw it in the golden light. And it was like the way light passed through it was beautiful, and I sort of brought back some with me, and I wanted to write about resin and. Just but I want to put it out there for you first, right? To so you guys tell me, look at it closely and see if you see. Tell me if you see a story. Now that I've told you what it is, then you're sort of almost halfway through the workshop, and you're sort of cued into the way we should be thinking. I'm sure some of you see an angle for sure. Actually, I'm certain all of you see a story, and I also hope that they're all like different from each other, because that's the beauty of it. Different people see different things. Okay, like you see a story, 68%, wonderful, maybe 22, not really 9. Okay, lovely. That's amazing to hear. Okay, so I'll tell you what my story here is. Again, a little bit of context setting. Now, resin uh, has been known through time to be something that preserves messages from the past, if I can say that. Fossils have been found in resin from a million years. Dinosaur fossils have been found because when the tree lets out resin, right? uh, Either a fly or a bee or some insect sort of comes and sits on it, and because the surface is sticky, it sort of wraps around the, the little insect, and it preserves it because there's no oxygen inside. It sort of preserves it in resin, and that gets buried somewhere, and people find it like a million years later, and then there's a story for you because you've seen now you know of the creatures that lived, and amber is a very good example of creatures being encapsulated like this, right? And for the story that I wrote, so I looked at it long enough, and I thought, what about it could be the most fascinating bit to write about, and I chose the air bubbles inside. I mean, I'm sure you can see inside there's those little spheres, right? Those are just pockets of air. And what I wrote about was the fact that imagine if we locked up this piece of resin in a trunk and sort of threw it somewhere or secured it in a safe place. If untouched, if undisturbed, this piece of resin can stay as it is for, like I said, 1,000 years, 20,000 years, 50,000 years, God knows how much more, right? And if somebody from the future, the people of science, found this piece just by sort of tearing open the membrane of the bubble inside, they would be able to learn of the life we lived in 2020, because in that little pocket of air is information about the kind of pollutants we put in the air, the air quality, the scents, the various scents, right, and the breadth of forests and all of that, everything that you can derive from examining air would be out there for people in the future to study. And that's what fascinated me so much, that just by this one piece, it was like a time capsule sort of forming itself on the side of a tree trunk. And yeah, so I'm very curious to know what is the story that you guys thought of, because, like I said, it's different perspectives. So moving on, right? I'm going to take you through through some writing now, right? Which is basically a step where you just simplify stuff. As I said earlier, it's all about being honest, being clear in thought, and not really worrying about how it comes out. Ankita, if you can show them the image next. Yeah, okay. No, yeah, this one. Okay, so this is a piece of wood I picked up in the Nilgiris, and what this is like it's dead wood, and there's like a very thin crack that's in the middle that's split it open, right? And you couldn't even fit a credit card in, and there's a grass growing out of that, right? And that fascinated me immensely, because to think that life could come out of that dark corner was amazing. So I was like, okay, let me watch it closer, and let me see if I can write something about it. And so first, what I did was what you will see next. So here's me just putting it down, right, for myself, explaining it to myself, saying, okay, here's what I found, and this is what I find most fascinating. I'm just going to read it out for some of you. In this piece of wood, there is the thinnest fracture line. I find it unbelievable that a grass seed was able to find its way into this tight corner and then germinate. Right. So I've just put down what I thought of it, and then what I do is I take this passage and then I sort of start to take away what is not essential. I start to get at the core of the thought. Can you go next? Yeah. So then I was like, what about it really fascinates me the most? And it was the fact that something so incredible personally that I found most incredible, if it was just there in the side of the road, a lot of us would not even see, right? We would just walk past it. So I was like, okay, this is what I've derived from that sentence. Now I have to make this into a sentence that I'm happy about. And this is what I write. Yeah, there you go. For anybody who saw, this crack would be no place at all. But for one tiny seed of grass, it was home, right? And so that's me sort of refining that whole passage into a more tighter line, uh, a line that has more clarity, and finally arrive at this, which I was happy about, right? So some of you may not write it like this, but to me, this is okay, the job is done, right? I've sort of encapsulated that well, right? So there's one example which you can do where you can first like take it, write down your observation, see how you can sort of carve it and, see, and take out the unessential, and yeah, in poems for sure, and then bring it, refine it to this one or two sentences. And here's another example, which is okay. I'm going to read it out to you. The seed of a banyan can grow into a tree that lives for many years, a few centuries and sometimes over 1,000 years. Its aerial roots drop slowly from the top and become trunks themselves. This process carries on for centuries. If left undisturbed, on average, a banyan tree will expand to occupy about 6 acres of land over a course of 400 years. Now, if you look at this, it's like a very sciencey description, right? But also there's a beautiful the information is beautiful. Okay, the writing is just like an article, right? But now that you know, now that you are the possessor of this information, you see how you can sort of make this your own, right? So bring in yourself and bring in your own thoughts onto this, and then you sort of make it like the next slide you're about to see. I'm going to read it out. But then I think of the ficus, its seed small enough to fit in the hollow of our palms, will grow both above and below ground. From its crown in the sky, long vines will drop down like reaching legs and rise and fall again in every direction. And in a little under 4 minutes, this tree would have walked about 6 acres of land. If we could shrink 4 centuries down to a minute, we'd see this ficus strolling in the forest. There you go. So to me, that is a powerful image to think that a seed that can fit in your pockets, right, can grow up and cover 6 acres of land. And how do I say that in words? I draw a very strong visual picture where I say that if you could fast forward time, you would literally see this tree like walking in the forest with its legs dropping down and sort of spreading by itself. And so what you can do is you can take, if you read a fantastic fact in a magazine, or if you hear about it, do it this way. Just put it down or just copy paste it, and then see how you can bring yourself into this story and how you can make the story your own. And slowly, as you keep doing this, you get better at expressing and using all the cues that are there, the perspectives. You should be able to do just fine. Beyond this, I would say just be as curious as you can, because the more you ask questions, the more you know, and the more you know, the more you have to play with, and the more you know, the more emotions are evoked, right? And that's when you feel that sense of wonder. And I think we have like these assignments that will be given to you, and there's about three of them. And in all of them, I just like to tell you about one of those assignments, which I think will be important, which is to introduce yourself, right, for yourself, right? Now imagine this like you just put down what your name is and what about the natural world fascinates you and why it fascinates you and what are the stories about the natural world you want to write, and do this often over a couple of months. And what this will do is it will serve as a timekeeper, right? And it will record your evolution through time as somebody who expresses his love for nature. And you can be sure that you will see this journey, right? And every time you come back and write those same words with the same intent, you will sort of write differently. And it's incredible to see, the progression. And often you will see that maybe something you wrote a year ago, you see, and you'll be like, that wasn't me. I didn't write that. I couldn't have written that, right? And it's just uh, a sort of a journey of discovery of yourself and how your journey through expression has been. So I would totally recommend that. And with that, I think I'm done with the workshop.
Wonderful, Pankaj. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank
That
you.
was very, very interesting to listen to, and I think you have a real way with your words. It was very
Thank you.
fascinating.
Thank
Uh,
you.
we'll open it up for some questions now. All of you who would like to ask the questions, please use the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, and I will pass on the questions to Pankaj. If you would like to ask a question to him directly, just use the raise hand option, and we will enable your audio. So while people are typing out their questions, Pankaj, we already had a couple of people write in. So one of them asked, does every piece of writing necessarily have a story to it?
If I think even if you don't intend it, when you write it, it becomes a story. And it is on us to whether to say if it's. I mean, I don't want to use the word quality, but when you think about human perception, all. I mean, most perception it sort of feeds in here in the form of a story, right? And it comes down to how you identify information. And for me personally, it's everything that's written is a story.
Right, thank you. We have Asma who has raised her hand. Asma, we're going to enable
Like
your
six
mic.
fingers.
Yeah, we're going to enable your mic, Asma. You can ask your question to Pankaj directly.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so your session was really good. I enjoyed and I learned a lot. But
Thank
I
you.
have this one thing in there that it keeps coming and it's a hindrance to my writing skills. It's just that whenever I start writing, I'm looking for inspiration or I just have a topic to write on, but I'm not able to start. Once I get the start, it's fine, I can write. But just to start, I write, I use words, I use different words, I start, and then it's just like I erase it, I start again,
Mm.
and it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Even and most of the times it's just like I go blank.
Mm.
So, what do you suggest for that?
Okay. Firstly, I would say, uh, like I said, I mean, are you sure when when you are starting to write, that are you writing because you just want to write, or are you writing because something has moved you, and you really want to put it out there?
I want to.
Sorry,
Just
can you say it
anything.
again?
It's my own way of like expressing
Yeah.
something. Because at times I
Oh,
need to when I'm writing, I
yeah.
actually need to write. Most of the times it's usually for assignments, but other than that, during school, like when it's free time, when I'm just like I'm free, I'm bored, I usually
Yeah.
turn to writing.
Okay, so the way I see it, your writing exercise is like a personal, it's like a conversation that you are having with yourself, right? And the reason why I mean, I can only guess, right? You write something and you erase because you are unhappy. But I would say that it's the first few lines that you write should not don't always dictate what follows. So I would say don't erase anything that you write, right? Just let it flow, let it, and given that you're in school or you're in college, uh, I'd like to say that you're probably at an age where there's a lot of influences, and then there's a lot of things you're experiencing which will shape how you write, and it happens across ages, but I think around this time is when it happens most. And what you realize is that no matter how well you write now, 3 or 4 years from now, when you look back, you'll be like, "Oh, was that me?" Right? And what I'm trying to get at is you need to just express as much as you can, and in the process, discover yourself. And don't. Now is not the time to be worried about, oh, it's not nice enough, or this is not something that I would write. What's important is to have the expression out, right? And sometimes as you write something, and after you finish it, you have second thoughts on, and you see how you can have written it differently, or you have new ideas. So what's important is to use your own writing as your own learning, whereas you have enough to study from, so that you can sort of build on that, and to don't leave a lot of things bottled up inside. Expression must flow, I would say.
Great, thank you. Asma, thank you for asking the question. I hope Pankaj has answered you, and we look forward to seeing some of your writing in the future, Asma.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another question. Someone wants to know, Pankaj, they liked your perspective and they want to know what made you take to writing, or why did you start writing?
I'm not so sure, because I often wonder, and there's no particular point where started, where I could say I really started writing. I just wrote a little bit in college, then after that, whenever people came to me and asked me to write. The funny part is that I always, I sort of grew up not reading a lot. I didn't read too many books, although I was surrounded by books in every direction. It felt like I had read a lot of books, right? And what I would read is, instead, when I give my books to my father from the attic, I would read the synopsis from the back, and that was my reading mostly. And because I read the synopsis, I knew each book. I thought I'd read each book because of that, and I always thought I could sort of, if I write, maybe it would be nice, right? So there was never, I would say, it worked out in my favor, because there was never any pressure, or there was never any move to, like, say, okay, I'm going to start writing now. It just happened naturally. So it happened over a time frame. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. I'm going to combine two topics that have come in here.
Yeah.
Similar questions. One is someone wants to know how do you find the correct topics to write about? While I realize that you answered it to some extent about things that make you wonder, things that make you feel, but you can probably
Yeah.
elaborate on that. So one is that, and someone also wants to know that they have the way to express their feelings correctly, but when they write, they have, of course, issues with sometimes grammar and in the way the language flows. So do you have any tips for that?
Again, coming to the correct topic to talk about, again, yeah, you answered that. Actually, it's always a nice thing to write about something that you like to think about, right? I mean, I wouldn't write anything that I don't like to have in my head, right? I want it to feel light in here so that when I express, it comes out nicely, and I wouldn't write about something like I said, it's if it's heavy, then I don't write about it at all. So you can find your niche in that way. And for somebody who said there's no, it isn't good grammar, a lot of people will not really agree with me, but I've seen a lot of good writing with bad grammar, right? Now,
Yeah.
what I mean to say with this is, to me, writing is thought, is like 95% thought. And then the actual way you weave your sentences is the remaining bit. So, like I said, the visual of a tree walking in the forest, right? When you think about the thought, it's the words are just tree walking in the forest, right? But the the moment itself is special, and that's a product of your thought, right? Grammar corrections, all that will iron itself out through time as you keep doing it. But I would say your focus should always be on leaving a beautiful thought in your head, regardless of how it turns out. And it can move people. I've seen it do that. I've seen grammar errors and stuff written like that move me because I was moved by the thought. So don't let that stop you. Just keep writing. I mean, just make sure. Just like I said, weave good thoughts, and the rest will follow around it.
That's a beautiful thought, Pankaj. I really resonate with that, and I think that expression through your feelings is probably more important than grammar
Yeah,
and vocabulary. So that's
for sure,
beautiful.
for
Yeah,
sure.
thank you. We have a question which says, which behavioral traits do you think are usually found in great writers?
Behavioral trait. The first behavioral trait I would say is that I don't know. I mean, I actually I don't have an answer because I'm not able to picture a person when you say a great writer, right? And I haven't known these people personally. I just read some nice stuff and I'm like, what what did this person experience to write like this, right? What made this person write it like this? Because in a certain way, it's like a possession where this whole finding something that moves you enough. For me, it's somebody who's had great experiences, or whose experiences would sort of cut it for me.
Right. Great.
Empathy is for sure. That's one of the main bits.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, and I completely agree with that. I think a lot of it showed up in some of the examples that you were giving as well. So that's
Yeah.
beautiful. We'll take the last question, Pankaj, and this is a relevant one. It's have you ever experienced writer's block, and if so, how do you cope with it?
Yeah. It happens every day. As in, that's why I don't write every day. So I just deal with it by not dealing with it. And so I don't. I mean, like most people who do like 1,000 words every day, 500 words every day, become a good writer. I don't believe in that. I will just only write when I think I'm feeling it. So it's never I have to write today. I have to finish this. So I make sure I keep I'm surrounded by all these facts and mysteries and stories that sort of fill me with enough stuff to write. And sometimes I just don't feel like writing, so I don't write. So I'm not the typical, write every day kind of writer. So yeah, there's a writer's block every day like that. So I don't write too often, honestly. Yeah.
Right, great. Thank you so much, Pankaj. That was very insightful.
Thank
Uh,
you.
I personally loved listening to you as well. It was very inspiring. Hopefully, I
Thank
get
you.
to do some of that writing myself. For everyone whose
Mhm.
questions we haven't been able to answer yet, I apologize in the interest of time, but please feel free to reach out to us on social media. We will try and connect you with Pankaj or ask him the questions on your behalf and answer them for you. We have an exercise which Pankaj has drafted out for you, which will be emailed to you after this session on the email that you have registered with. And we encourage you to participate in that exercise. As you scroll down our website, which you can see on your screen currently, right to the very bottom, you will see this particular paragraph, and that's the email ID on which you can send your entries to. So the writing exercise will be emailed to you on your registered email ID, and you can send across this entry of yours uh, to us on this email ID by May. Ankita, it was May.
May 3rd.
May
May
3rd,
3rd,
sorry,
10
May
a.m.
3rd by 10 a.m. You can submit your final entries on this email ID, and we'll select a few of them. They will be published on our website, and some will be published on our social media accounts as well. So we look forward to seeing your entries and what you've taken back from Pankaj's workshop here today. And we'll have Pankaj, have a look at some of those as well. Harshvardhan
Looking
is
forward.
asking, yeah, Harshvardhan is asking what is the assignment. It is going to be a writing assignment. Sorry, Hariharan, and but that the details of that assignment will be sent to your registered email ID. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this evening. Thank you again, Pankaj, for all the
Thank
time
you.
that you've given us
Thank
and
you
your
for having
insights.
me. Great
Absolutely,
fun.
it's been a pleasure. Uh, for everyone who's tuned in from all over the world, thank you. And we hope you continue to have this conversation with us and share your insights and your ideas with us on our social media channels, which are displayed on your screens currently. And while we're in the lockdown, I think it's a beautiful time for you to hone your writing skills. Look at the tree that lives in your garden, and hopefully we'll get to see a lot of your entries, and we look forward to reading a lot of what you have written. And continue the conversation with us. Stay home, stay safe, everyone, and we look forward to connecting with you soon. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.